the best rate, even if your credit's bad, even if you've had a repo.
This individual is saying, how do you know that the car business is in trouble? Ford is offering the best rate. Even if you have bad credit, you're getting the same as somebody who has an 800 credit score. Tell me you know nothing of financing and credit scores without telling me you don't know. It's videos like this that make selling cars way harder than it has to be. Okay, we're in the information age and have been, so there's nothing being held from people on what the price of a vehicle is, what the sticker price is, any of that. And like the dealership I'm at, we're on market-based pricing, so it's to be competitive within the market, and the market has different regions. There will be cars that have different values in different regions just because of the demographics of the market and what people are looking for, as well as those stickers coming from the manufacturer are controlled by the manufacturer and the Federal Trade Commission. The dealership doesn't do anything but make sure that those are on there, and those are typically on there when they come off the truck. If you've seen my previous video, the CEO of Ram and within Stellantis and everything himself earlier this year came out and said that it's not possible with the government regulations, the technology part that's supposed to be there because of government regulations, and technology that the market wants to be in there. It costs money, so inherently vehicles are costing more, and you're going to be paying more on something like a diesel heavy-duty truck than you will a gas half-ton truck. It's just the nature of the beast. It's two completely different engines. It's not that the manufacturers did them to themselves. And oh, by the way, like I said in a previous video, those manufacturers with more tech have to have more certifications to it. They have families to feed too. That's why they work at the manufacturing plants. And that's why you have people like me that sell them. We have families to feed. We have lives to make too. And everybody needs a vehicle. We're not here to screw anybody over. There's nothing that necessarily can be hidden. It's all gone over. We're in what many call the age of transparency, because you guys have more information than a lot of salespeople do at their fingertips. You guys are specifically and targeted on one or two vehicles, statistically speaking, while we have to focus on hundreds. And in that, our focus goes more toward your needs, what you're looking for, solving your problems, if the salesperson is worth a damn. He further spews more, and it takes a lot to get me upset, but this kind of video, these kinds of videos that are being put out there, it's anti-car dealership vitriol. It's like, where are you going to get a vehicle? That being said, the manufacturers are not sending the vehicles back to, or the dealerships are not sending the vehicles back to the manufacturers. If a person does something in their situation to where they ultimately then cannot make their payment, and they don't pay their vehicle, they don't try to solve their problem that arose after everything was like, because we look at all that information, what your payment is, what your credit is, and the bank will not approve you if there's too much debt to income ratio, if the loan to value is not strong enough. There's a whole lot of factors that go into what the dealerships have to look at working with the banks to get you approved. If it's not something that the bank's going to approve you on, or based on your current situation, it's not going to go through. That's why we as salespeople have to have that information, so that we can either help you build your credit up with a vehicle, because that's the one of two things that is going to have the most impact on your credit and building it or not building it, is vehicle and home loans. Or if you are in a place where you can add whatever vehicle you want to. Either way, we've got to have that right information, because we want not only happy customers, but we have to make sure that it's something you can afford. If something happens after that fact, that's when you go into the realm of repossession. So the utter uneducated drivel that is being spewed in this individual's video is deceiving to people. It's not how this whole car industry works, especially now over the last 10, 15 years, and especially more so after COVID. If deals can be done virtually or long distance, you already have the majority of that information at your fingertips. What the vehicle is, what its capabilities are, what your credit is. Hey, that's when we come into play, and when you reach out, and I work everything I can to get you approved, get the deal done, get your credit built up, even if it costs a little bit more. But somebody like me is explaining that to you. It's not this, watch this whole video, it's a bunch of rambling, not knowing what actually everything goes into people buying cars, and the manufacturers getting the cars to the dealerships, and people getting the loans on them. That's why we get the information that we have to get, because we don't want people falling in love with a vehicle that they can't afford. Videos like this piss me off, because it's deceptive information that somebody's putting out there just because typically they didn't like being told no by a dealership, because they probably didn't have themselves in the correct position that they needed to be, or they were given the option, hey, this is what you got to do to get in that position. A realtor is going to tell you what you got to do to get into a house. A car sales professional is going to tell you what you got to do to get into that car, truck, SUV that you really want. You got to start somewhere. It's not what everybody wants to hear, and then you have videos like this coming out. I'm here to help. Give me a call, 316-993-2048. Appreciate you.